Hi, I'm here again in my kitchen, and I'm going to cook you a quick recipe that, again, it's a carb comfort food. And some of you might be wondering why so many dishes on carbs and comfort foods and so forth. And they tend to be side dishes. Well, the reason is I'm actually, my husband doesn't eat chicken or turkey or pork, very little beef. So when it comes to the protein, we tend to eat a lot of fish, and it's something that's very particular. Not a lot of people like that. So what I try and make exciting, and for me also, is the side dish, which is either the salad and your carb and your vegetable and so forth. So anyway, today's recipe is a potato, and I'm using a red potato. I used red potatoes a lot during my weight loss process. And you scrub them and you cut them into quarters. And I use a product that I just fell in love with. In fact, one time I went to several different grocery stores and I couldn't find it, and I actually called them and asked them, did you discontinue this, because I just use it all the time, and I freaked out. So anyway, let me introduce you to this product. I call this a tool. Whenever you're doing a project, you need the right tools, and this was one of my tools that I used, and it's a Ziploc brand, and it's their Sip and Steam. I have to say it slow or my tongue will get tied up. And they come in medium and large, and I tend to use a large because my boys eat large. So and there are 8 bags in the package. So that's what I'm going to be introducing you to tonight. And so you take your potatoes that you've cut up and you put them in the bag. See, it's like a regular Ziploc bag. I already cut them up, and you sealed it, of course. And you here, make sure that it's sealed, and then it tells you here which side up. And you don't want to overfill the bag. So what I do is I fill it enough where it's still flat and it's full to the corners. And you put it in the microwave. I use a plate just because I don't want to get burned when I get it out. And I already have one cooked. This is the one I have cooked. And this whole bag took 8 minutes to cook the potatoes. And I like roasted potatoes, and sometimes I don't have time to do them in the oven, which take longer. So I use a Ziploc bag. And not just that, when you roast them on the stove, they take longer, so they absorb more of the fat, and sometimes you need more fat so they won't stick to your pan and so forth. So that's why I love these bags. And I'll give you a lot more recipes later using these same bags. So you take your bag of cooked potatoes, and they're hot, they're steaming hot. Again, I'm going to use another tool, my tablespoon. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of oil, and excuse the popping. And I'm going to carefully when I cook, I love that sound. To me, it reminds me of cooking growing up, hearing stuff crackling on the stove. It was usually, well, I shouldn't say usually, a lot of the times it was fried, and you were using a lot of oil, and somehow it's a nice feeling, a nice noise to hear for me. So you put it in your pan, and because your potatoes are already cooked, it's not going to take long to brown them, especially if your pan is hot. You have the oil, and again, it was 1 tablespoon oil, your bag of potatoes, and it doesn't take long to brown them. See, they're already getting brown. And I like using wooden spoons, and usually 2 of them. to stir my things around. They just tend to be gentler with your food, so you don't. I don't like squished food. I still have a scratchy throat, and that's pretty much it. Now, something else I wanted to show you tonight is the salt. Now, some people have diet restrictions and they watch their salt. And one of the salts that I have found to help me cut back on the salt and still have salt, because I like to have salt on my food, is what they call sea salt. And you can find these anywhere in specialty food stores, and a lot of the regular chain food stores already carry sea salt. And the neat thing about the sea salt is that it's coarser. It's larger granules. It doesn't dissolve as fast as the regular table salt, and it just has more flavor, so you tend to use less. So it's just, once you taste it, you're gonna say, wow, great. I'm not gonna, but I tend to use that mostly for vegetables and things where you can see it. Things like baking, I use regular salt because, again, it doesn't dissolve, and you're going to be eating a piece of cake with salt granules. It doesn't taste right. So my potatoes are almost done, and again, I'm not really cooking them. I'm just browning them because I like roasted potatoes, like home fries type of. That's what you feel like you're eating. And so I'll show you what my serving is. And usually my serving is 3 small potatoes or 2 of the larger ones. Red potatoes come either very small or large, and again, large is not that big. So again, you quartered them, so you just count them. So you know that 4 pieces is your serving, and this is my serving. And again, it's the red potato. I didn't take the skin off, and see how nice that browned, and they're delicious. And try them. I know you're going to like them. Try the Zip and Steam bags, and again, I'm going to give you a lot more recipes using those products, and you're just going to be amazed. Thanks. Bye. Enjoy.